Is this going to be that year that Liverpool are going to also not be able to defend this title that they won last season? They look tired. They look a little bit, 1 or 2 steps off the pace of the games they have played this season. And Ancelotti, I said it in the beginning of the season, this is the time we're going to know what Ancelotti is really, really made of. Last season was a free hit for him. There was no pressure on him to deliver, and he freely and got that free run on the title. This season, we're going to know that his man management skill that was talked about last season. We're going to know how. Transit Sports TV, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1. What a brilliant game of football. It's been a fun week in terms of entertainment in football, from the Champions League this week to into the weekend. Again, obviously, we saw Arsenal score 2 against West Ham today. Chelsea and Liverpool give fans exactly what they pay their money to go to the stadium or glue to their televisions to watch this beautiful game of football. End to end, both teams went for it, tried to win it even till the end, and Chelsea eventually did Liverpool, gave them a test of their own poison today, scoring late at the 95th minute, I believe, to take all 3 points in Stamford Bridge. And this is now the 3rd straight loss for Liverpool in all competition. Remember, they lost midweek to Galatasaray, and they lost their league game last week as well, losing today again. And Chelsea, who also have been having a shaky start to the season, losing 2 out of their last 5 games. It was a brilliant game of football, and Caicedo set the tone with one of the things that we know he does, and he does what a player that young man is becoming for Chelsea, with what I call the Caicedo bomb after displacing McAllister. So we're going to try to make sense of this one. 5 things we learned from this one: Caicedo bomb, the underperformance for Liverpool, the substitutions made by Chelsea, the intensity of this game, and the big question: are Liverpool tired? So let's start with Caicedo bomb. He set the tone for this game, obviously marshalling that Chelsea midfield, winning all his duels, and won with very big interception in the middle of the park after McAllister mistimed the ball, and of course, what's his name? Van Dijk had a decision to make, to try to stop Caicedo or go with the runner outside of his left, but he chose to go with the runner. And Caicedo, boy, he doesn't get any better than that in terms of the beauty of scoring goals, and Chelsea took the lead. Liverpool, obviously, you always know that they will find a way to score goals, but the question these days is if they will keep a clean sheet. And Gakpo, who is one of the underperformers for Liverpool so far this season, got that equalizer for Chelsea, and he was game on from there. And this takes us to what I call the underperformers for Liverpool. There are a few players that have not really performed for Liverpool this season, and it's one of the reasons why they've been struggling. And these players are called the Gakpo. I also will put Konaté in that list, and of course, you also have Salah. Salah is the main culprit in this group of players. He has not really done it for Liverpool this season. Yes, even in the past, there are sometimes he goes way missing in games, but he always pops up with either an assist or a goal, which is exactly what he did for Liverpool for the majority part of last season. But so far this season, Salah, yeah, he has scored goals, but he has not really impacted games for Liverpool. And this is something Ancelotti has to do something about. Today he reverted to starting the players that he used to work last season. Only Isak was the only player that came in from was not part of the league last season, especially in the midfield and up front. Obviously, Kake started on the left side as well. And Liverpool still couldn't. They lost their duels in the midfield. They lost that midfield to Chelsea. And Chelsea knew that today they had to get a result because their form in the league has not really been. You can imagine, even with this win, they are still 6th or 7th on the table. It was a very brilliant game of football from both sides, but Chelsea really edged it in all areas, especially in terms of winning the duels, in terms of commitment, in terms of intensity that they brought into the game. There wasn't really Liverpool. Surprisingly had a higher SG in this game. I think it was 149 against Chelsea's less than 1, and the possession was almost even, 53-43. And the shots on goal, Chelsea had more shots on goal than Liverpool. And yeah, it was, if there was going to be a winner in this game today, you will always say it's Chelsea, because Liverpool didn't do enough to get a win. Yes, they showed the intent, but in terms of application, Chelsea was all around the pitch, both in the attacking phase and the defensive phase. They edge it out of Liverpool. And the next, we're talking about that, also talked about, I want to talk about the intensity in this game. It was, you're not going to fault, especially Chelsea players in this game, of not, trying hard enough. Cucurella was all over the place. Him and Caicedo, for me, should be the men of the match in this game. Obviously, Cucurella provided the assist for the winning goal for Estevão, the young man that got the winning goal for Chelsea. Chelsea, I think they should be the youngest team in the league this season. And the young man getting the win for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. You could see his celebration after that game at Stamford. I think he was the last player as well to leave the field after the game. Maresca died by Chelsea fans, but today he got his spot on his team selection and obviously the substitutions as well. It was all about Chelsea. Today is blue, and Chelsea win this game and put Arsenal on top of the table. Right now, Arsenal is sitting on top of the table with 16 points. Liverpool second with 15 points, followed by I think is Tottenham and Crystal Palace as it goes. Manchester City plays tomorrow. The big question now is, are Liverpool players tired? They seem to be tired. They can't really match up the intensity that the games are bringing right now. And one important thing I want to let you know as well is that Liverpool has never defended a title in their history. So let me check that out. I believe I'm correct. They've never defended a title. So is this going to happen again? Is this going to be that year that Liverpool are going to also not be able to defend this title that they won last season? They look tired. They look a little bit, 1 or 2 steps off the pace of the games they have played this season. And Ancelotti, I said it in the beginning of the season, this is the time we're going to know what Ancelotti is really, really made of. Last season was a free hit for him. There was no pressure on him to deliver, and he freely got that free run on the title. This season, we're going to know that his man management skill that was talked about last season. We're going to know how he's going to do it, dealing with the new signings and the players that were already there before. So let me know what you're going to think. First of all, what do you think is the issue with Liverpool? Second, how does Chelsea maintain this kind of form, this kind of intensity, this kind of commitment in their games and get results? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you again tomorrow when the gang will come and discuss the entire weekend of football. And I'll see you again next time. Ciao.